Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jack and I'm uploading to the Minecraftdotnet channel today. And this is a video on how to get a very effective, it's actually very cheap, SMP trap, and it allows you to keep the items, or not keep the items, depending on how you finish it. It's also very creative, and let's get started. Let's just head inside this makeshift house I've made, and get you the basic material. What the hell? You see, it's actually quite unpredictable, and you can take out large areas of sand. It's not like the traditional, oh, drop a single piece of TNT and the one by one block disappears underneath you. It can drop a whole house, as I clearly displayed here, and it's pretty effective. If you drop them a large enough distance, they can die from fall damage, or you can drop them into lava here, or you could set up pressure plates, for example, with more TNT down there, or dispensers hooked up to it. So really how you finish this trap is very creative. But let's show you the basics behind this trap. What you're going to need is a single piece of TNT, a single pressure plate of your choice. I recommend a stone one, because of the fact that things like pigs and stuff can't set it off, but a person can. And, items can't set it off. But, we're going to need some sand to cover it up, and you'll need some sand it varies on depending how large you want to make it, and you'll need some signs which also varies on how large you want to make it. So, but you will only need one piece of TNT and one pressure plate. So, let's start off by making a medium-sized one. The smallest one you can do of this type is 3x3. So you need to have it so that the square that you make has a central point. I'll explain that. So for example here, this has a central point. You can dig down, it needs to be at least 2 deep, but I'm going to do it the maximum reach of whatever my creative can reach. So we're going to go with this deep. Okay. Now once we've got this set up, this will take a second. We're just going to have to place down our block of TNT right in the center in the middle block, because that's where you want the maximum coverage. You could do it off to one side, you can actually do that, so that, say, they drop away in front of them, but it's more effective if you do it in the middle, because it gives them less chances of escaping. So we're going to, of course, if you're doing this in survival, you would do it with dirt to level it out, but because I'm doing this in creative, I'm going to use TNT. So that's where you want to place your block of TNT. Now while you're building this, I would recommend that you leave that block without any sand on top of it. The basic principle behind this is an ignited block of TNT can't have signs on it, but a non-ignited one can, as you can see there. So if we place down the signs accordingly like that, and we then place 2 signs here, we place 2 signs here, and we place 2 signs here, then we place a sign here, whoops, fallen in the hole, sign here, a sign here, and a sign here. And don't worry, you won't be able to place a sign within the same block, so you can never double cover a piece of sand. So what we're doing is kind of making a mesh of signs that can hold the sand up. So if I put 2 there, I can put 1 there, and 1 there. This way, they're all balancing, all these signs are attached to each other, and they're all balancing off this one piece of TNT. Now what's important to note about this is you have to have it so that they're all connected to each other, so when one gives away, they all give away. So let's put the final sign in there. So we've made a kind of mishmash network of them just covering it all. So let me explain that a bit better. If we have a sign here and we place another sign on top of it, because you can place signs on top of that and on top of that, move a sign over here, maybe I have a sign over here. They're all balancing off each other's signs, so if we destroy one of them, they all fall. That's another basic principle of how this works. So now once you've got that covered up, you can go ahead and put your sand on top of it. Now this is what I mean about it being very creative. It's also very cheap. It's only a single block of TNT, but down here, you could have it drop them, and you could collect their items at the bottom if you want. You could put lava down here, you could put pressure plates down here, and have it more TNT explode. Actually, I tell you what, let's actually do that. So let's quite a good way of showing it off quite nicely. So let's put a ring of TNT around here. We're just going to put it like this. The sand will trigger it, not the player, so I'm going to use a wooden pressure plate, which is here. And, oh, I actually need to place a block on top of that. Oh well. So, what will happen is when that block is triggered, the sand will fall, will land on top of the wooden pressure plates, which will break the sand. Okay, I'm lucky that didn't set it off. And, it will explode down here. So this is just another quick design you can do. Let's get out of here without triggering that. So I'm going to place down the rest of these sand blocks here. Remembering, you should normally leave that one open so you know which block has the TNT on, because when it's covered up it's very confusing, like you couldn't tell which one that is. Alright, so now you could disguise this with a house and it looks completely flush. There's no signs of the trap, and it looks a bit suspicious on its own, but in a house design like that, it's very effective. Another way is players quite often use pressure plates behind their doors. So if you've got a friend that you knows you're probably going to troll him, one way you could do it is just replace his floor with sand, and he'll think, oh well, he's got me, he just replaced my floor with sand, but how little does he know that actually he doesn't have a floor. So when you run across this, you can try and sprint out of it, but you don't have enough time, and it will also set off all the TNT there. So as you can clearly see, that would clearly kill a player. And that's the tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Also, if you want to see more stuff like this, you can check out my channel, the link is in the description. I make lots of interesting YouTube tutorials, such as I have an undefusable bomb, which you can also use to troll your friends, and etc. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you later. Sorry about that failed ending. Goodbye!